Modeling School.
Swallowed a frog. My mistake. Welcome to the Fanboy Modeling School. I'm the Fat Mantis, now in HD, and I'm here with
Steve, really no gimmicks, also in HD. What's going on, brother?
You guys have to excuse him. He's playing his lottery numbers, and I've smoked too many cigarettes. So that's what happens when you leave it off. Welcome to a very special Friday edition of the Fanboy Modeling School. We have to talk about all sorts of craziness coming out of Hollywood, coming out of the MCU, and coming out of nerddom. How is everybody tonight?
Man, Friday night, hanging out with the buddy, doing some content. Whoa, wait a minute, pause. That sounded weird.
Yeah, don't you hate that?
Yeah,
don't you hate that the content has now been taken over? And so I go say to people, well, I'm a content creator. And they go, you are? I'm like, totally. And they're like, oh man, that's horrible. I'm like, what's wrong with that? and they can only imagine, right? They can only imagine what the Fat Mantis is doing with a content creator. And so basically these hoes on these streets have ruined the name of content creators.
Yeah, they think you're out there posting pic feeks.
I can deal with that as long as they're not picturing me sitting on a dildo.
Oh, Steve was starting off super early.
This is a Friday special, my friend, which means we do not hold back. Okay, we do not hold back. And guys, just to remind you, Fanboy Modeling School is brought to you by Riz Radio. You can catch us on Riz Radio at rizradio.com, or you can go to Live 365, check out the channel Riz Radio, or you can find us wherever digital radio is found. Riz Radio, music from your next breakup.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. That was a good intro. Good rollout. Good rollout, man.
Thank you. Thank you for ruining the magic on that by bringing it up.
A lot of weird but zany stuff, exciting stuff happening in the world of content, right? I want to start with my honorable mention, which is that the last episode of X-Men 97 was amazing.
So I didn't see the last one.
Really? Jumping ship early?
No. I'm good. I didn't have time to catch up with it. It was only 2 days ago. I watched the other one. I watched everything up to it. I was into it. I just didn't catch up. My understanding is this one is really about Gambit. It's return, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Hey, look who came back from the world of work retail. Bex.
Bags, what up, homegirl? And she says, "Fanboys for fangirls for fanboys." Okay, Fanboy Friday, and the fresh face Steve. Look at this guy; he actually cleans up nicely, which is kind of insane, right there.
You know what's crazy though? Let me just go out, man. I'm not one of these dudes, man. I have no problem with FBA as it stands in the sane world, right? Foundational Black Americans. But one of my pet peeves has been and always will be when someone asks me the question of what ethnicity I am. And maybe I should just get better in my response, which is I should not say I'm effing black. Right?
I don't see what's wrong with that. I condone that answer.
But it was like my immediate answer today at work. And they're like, oh, I just thought you were Dominican. I'm like, we can go down that rabbit hole if you want to.
Wait, hold on. This is a stranger or someone who knew you?
Work friend.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? So wait, hold on. I just have to say something. You're clearly black because here's what I'm saying. You do not, what's the word? You do not project as a Dominican. Now, Dominicans have certain personality traits that you do not have. You're clearly a black man.
Well, yeah, I'm in and out of my kid's life.
Because you wear socks, for starters.
Oh boy, starting early. Craziness on X-Men 97. Yes, this episode, what you mind spoilers or?
Go for it.
This episode was primarily about the resurrection of Gambit, and Apocalypse still manages to be, this version of Apocalypse is the best live adaptation we've ever had. I won't say he's better than the comics, but best live adaptation we've ever seen in any medium. And man, he's just so maniacal. It's insane. So surprise, surprise. Yes, Gambit, it seems like he did Apocalypse in, but Apocalypse allowed it to happen and bonded himself to Gambit's psyche, of which, surprise, surprise, Charles Xavier finds out it's Apocalypse in there. And he basically calls Charles Xavier gay. And I will not let this be true, because when he realizes, he being Charles, that it's Apocalypse inside of Gambit's mind, shrouded behind some dark nebulous cloud, he grabs Xavier. And Xavier's like, no, how can this be? And Apocalypse takes another shot at him. He's like, it's like I told you. No, first he says, I see the teacher still hasn't learned. It's like I told you when I killed your beloved Magnus, I always survive. I let out the hugest audible laugh because it was just amazing.
That is freaking hysterical, man. And you know what? I'm gonna back my man Apocalypse on this one. Now, here's what it is. I am absolutely thoroughly against trying to demasculate somebody by simply calling them a homosexual. That is just cheap. It's low blow. It's like it doesn't fit. But some homosexuals are like the toughest guys you'll ever meet in your life. Sure. But the thing is, in X-Men 97, and I don't hate it for this version of Professor X is most definitely gay. Him and Magneto have definitely humped. There is no doubt in my mind that behind the scenes, they don't want to say it. It's Disney's a family channel, as they say. But at some point, like behind closed doors, those motherfuckers are booty stomped.
Yeah, this portrayal definitely, and Bo being the writer, and what the hell? He's clearly black, but he definitely looked like he got a sprinkle of halal in there somewhere.
No way. Boom. Bex. That was Bex's comment that he just read, guys. And there can't be anything further from the truth. There's no halal anywhere on this guy. There isn't halal on his gyro. Let alone on him. Okay, Bex, you better return to sender and figure it out again, because that is not my man Steve. Okay.
Oh, Bex says my kitty was sick, thought I had to put him down, but he bounced back. That's when I've been MIA. Hey, I'm so happy that your kitty made
it. You know what, Bex, you're the one who sounded hello.
Yeah, but this adaptation of Professor X and Xavier, one could easily deduce that they've had some relation, but just Apocalypse screaming at him like, I always survive.
Yes, no, I basically one of the best parts about Apocalypse is his intensity. He takes all the drama of Magneto or Mr. Sinister, multiplies it by 10, then doubles it, then multiplies that by 700. He's always it's insane, man.
And it's crazy too, because like I know Apocalypse will never be a Thanos level threat, right? He's not a threat to, well, maybe, he's got celestial tech, right? Storytelling, you could make him that easily, right?
Yes.
But he's definitely an earthbound threat, right? For sure.
This is interesting. Before he coveted the gauntlet, Thanos wasn't here. Thanos was always very powerful, but he wasn't like, I want to destroy the galaxy or the universe guy.
Yeah, he was in the helicopter harassing superheroes.
Right. In his first appearance, guys, I don't know if anyone knows this. His mode of transportation was a helicopter.
The Thanos chopper, I think it was called.
And then and he had two henchmen, the brothers Grimm or whatever, two alien twins or whatever. Basically, here's what I'm saying: villains in comic books will be who we need them to be.
Right.
So Apocalypse could definitely step up to the bat, but I'm just saying, if we went back to the 60s, Thanos was not a cosmic level threat.
No, not at all. In fact, he was just a step above, like twirling the mustache. Fantastic Four, I'm back.
Right.
But I am enjoying this. One miss with the Wolverine episode, but I have been enjoying X-Men.
Absolutely great. Absolutely great. Other than that, I really love all the episodes, but I do say, and here's what I'm saying: I don't even think that the Wolverine episode sucked. It just was the inferior episode.
It was, and against the lineup that we've gotten thus far, I definitely would have just stuck with the Apocalypse storyline, and I probably wouldn't even have done the Gambit Resurrection episode. You'll see what I'm saying. My gripes are obvious. I don't remember Gambit being resurrected as death or being turned into death in the comics as that big of a deal, but that's only because when I read it, I was just like, threw it away. I know it was a part of
because you didn't like Gambit. I remember it was a big deal. I don't know if it was the biggest deal, but it was certainly a dramatic turn.
Oh, no, nothing.
I remember that last page when they flow the page and his hair is flowing and it's like, he is dead.
I cannot understand. And this is how you know nerds write comics. That's your interpretation of death? Some guy with a spiked collar around.
Right. So here's what I'm saying. And this is one of the things I can't say. And this is why I was one of those. I'm going to admit it. People were like, "You're a fake fan." No, I've been reading comics since I was a kid. But there was a time in the early 2000s where the Ultimate Universe was my real main comic universe.
Yeah.
And what it is they try to streamline the nonsense. And one of the nonsenses that this drives me nuts is that it starts off Angel becomes Archangel and is his death figure, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually they make Wolverine death.
Oh,
and then they make Gambit death. And then they make Caliban death. And then eventually they make Storm death. And the next thing you know, every motherfucker who has ever been a mutant has at one time been death. So there's no prestige to it at all.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Phoenix Force. First, it was only Jean Grey or her descendants could possibly wield the Phoenix Force. And then they started giving it to everyone and their mother. I think Squirrel Girl eventually got the Phoenix Force.
Oh my God. And you know what's crazy is Squirrel Girl and Wolverine had some type of sordid relationship. Oh, you're right. Wolverine was death. I thought he was war. And you know what's crazy about their version when they made him death? They made him look like a friggin' early Islamic raider.
They always go through. That's what it is. Apocalypse has no sense of style.
Oh,
that's why when you become deaf or any of his horsemen, you have to dress horribly.
But you know, now that I look at it, it seems like Wolverine kind of takes on the garb a little bit of the Raiders that brought Apocalypse up in the comic books, at least the red. So
right, the cowl or whatever, and that cowl, but I don't know, a scarf or whatever.
Yeah, whatever's racially sensitive. We'll go with that.
Yes, right. Well, there we go. I think I've said enough racially insensitive things for one episode.
But you got him out early. You got him out early. You kept
but do you see what I'm saying? There's a bunch of stuff that he's not sacred anymore.
Yeah.
Phoenix isn't sacred. Death isn't sacred. There's a bunch of other things like Herald of Galactus. Originally there was like 2 people who were ever Herald of Galactus, and in the span of like 10 years in the comic books, they started making everybody the Herald of Galactus.
Yeah, and it was like we didn't know how to scale you or how to explain it in a what if comic book. What if this person was a herald of Galactus? What if that person? I always thought there were much more interesting story arcs in my head canon. I was like, who could be a herald of eternity? Who could be a herald of friggin' the living tribe? Well, the living tribe is literally a herald of the one above all. But I thought there were so many different things you could have done with the cosmology aspect of Marvel, and I thought their storyline that they were working on, Marvel Gods, was interesting. I just couldn't keep up with it for a while, and then like anything in Marvel, it's like it seems like they have ADHD. They start something and they're like, man, let's go play with something. Let's go play something else. But this episode was good. It's very consistent with X-Men, the classic 1997 era, where they introduce characters from a very huge arc and give them almost no speaking lines, which is very consistent with the animated series that we grew up with. Like they bring back Gambit's wife and the Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild.
The Thieves Guild. Oh my God, I almost forgot the Thieves Guild.
And it's so quick. It's so quick. So that's as much as I'm going to ruin, but go check it out. Definitely worth a watch.
I need to check that one out. But you know what this episode needs to strongly lean on?
What's that?
That is the biggest box office of the year. That would be Spider-Man Down the Day. Now I understand you have seen it, my friend.
I have seen it. I enjoyed it.
I have as well. Bax, have you seen it? Anyone in the chat, please let us know if you've seen it. Here, we got to talk about it. We got to review it. This is the biggest story since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Well, I enjoyed the movie. Gave it an 8. What I was not expecting and did not expect prior to this movie coming out that it would be $1 billion franchise, let alone $1 billion in a matter of 4 days. Now, people are predicting that it can go 2 billion. Who friggin' knows? It absolutely demolished in the theaters. And the question has now turned into, how did this happen? Who is it a victory for? I would say it's a collective victory, right? Because it's a victory for Sony because it's the only property they have currently going that's in the comic book medium or superhero medium that's worth anything. You and I were going back and forth the other day via the phone, like Venom made $1 billion, but that's almost by mistake. I think every person that walked out.
I think that was my mistake. I think you're right. I think people didn't know what movie they were buying the ticket to. Here's what it is: people bought the ticket to the Venom movie that was in their head,
right?
And they didn't realize what would be on the screen,
right? And then they went back to make sure. They were like, did that just happen? But I think it's a win for Sony because they get the lion's share of the revenue from that. So kudos for them. Hopefully this will go into what I think is the next victory. And I'm trying to be objective about this. This is clearly a victory for the MCU and the direction that the MCU has taken Spider-Man in. Now there's some chatter about Sony saying, no, we were the ones to say, let's introduce Jean Grey. None of that is true. it can't even be.
Here's what it is. There's multiple claims on that one. Like, for instance, did you hear the director said people thought that it was a mandate from Marvel, which would make sense if X-Men, their upcoming film, they might want to introduce one of their characters, but no, it's Dustin Daniel Cretton, as if like he couldn't have a whiter or weirder name. He's an Asian guy. He said, no, I asked the studio to have Jean Grey in there, which I have doubts.
Kevin Feige sitting up on his throne like, who steps in front of Kevin's throne?
Yeah, so everyone wants to take credit for their idea for Jean Grey, but here's what it is: Jean Grey is not what's launching this movie ahead. Here's what I'm saying: it's certainly helping, and Sadie Sink did an amazing job in there, and I love what we've got there, but that's not the reason this thing is blowing up.
No, the reason, in my opinion, that this thing is blowing up is because, yes, you make a good movie and people will show up to it. Yes, you get street level Spider-Man. Yes, it's a return to classical Spider-Man with a spin on it. And apparently, like I've been saying on Fanboy, surprise, surprise, normies carry the bulk share of movie making money. So if the normies show up and they're like, you know what? That was really good. Yes, we got the retention from the fans. They're back too. But families waking up and going, I would just like to go take my kid to see a movie that has nothing to do with my day-to-day life. And that's what they got. And people are going out. So I think it's a good mixture of that.
I'm going to give you a little pushback on that. My estimation.
You're gay.
Spider-Man brand new gay. So I'm gonna say 50. I'm gonna say 50-50. And I know what you're saying. I'm not nearly suggesting that the population is 50-50, normies and comic book fans. Comic book fans are significantly lower in population than normies. What I'm saying is I've already hearing reports of people watching it 4 to 5 times already.
Yeah, and those are the hardcores, and those people will continue to make you money. I agree with
those
that.
guys are pushing it. Those guys are making it happen.
Yeah,
I mean, in league, like I said, in league with the normies.
Yeah, they didn't push it to $1 billion in 4 days. You know what pushed it to $1 billion and helped significantly? The world, America.
My dick.
Oh, there it is. Just pushing Spider-Man along. He's running like, please, no. You're gonna perform. You hear me? You hear me? You hear me? Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
You know what's I think is really great about this is that.
Oh my God! Did I make you lose track? You were going to say what propelled it in 4 days to $1 billion?
Oh, what propelled it in 4 days to $1 billion is the box office in China helped. All of it, the worldwide box office, it being.
People just love Spider-Man.
And okay, so real quick, put this on the back burner, but I'm going to ask it and just remind me so we can get back into it. Does this make Spider-Man the most popular and recognizable superhero, period?
No, not period. However, I'll say this, and somebody said it the best. Somebody said it real well. They said, I don't know who the fourth one is, but we all know that if there was a a Mount Rushmore of superheroes, without question, it would be Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man would be 3. And the fourth one would be the one that's questioned. But the first 3 would be absolute. And that is clear. Spider-Man is one of the most recognizable, most popular. Absolutely.
Okay, then let me divert. Based on money, does this make him now the king? And most
obviously based on money. Yes, he's the king. He's the king of superheroes. Everyone has to cow down, and therefore they have to cow down to Sony. Kiss Sony's ass. That crazy. I'm not going to finish that sentence. That very colorful woman, Amy Pascal, who should have been fired years ago, is clinging to life just because she produced Spider-Man.
Yeah, I am not convinced that Amy Pascal is in any way, shape, or form a part of the day-to-day creativity. They probably give her a bagel and some gum, and they're like, "Hey, Amy, go look. There's a flashing light over there." And she's like,
Yes, exactly. And if people are wondering, they're like, well, then why does she produce it? She is contractually obligated that as long as Spider-Man is at Sony, she has to get a producer credit, which means she could do nothing.
Yeah,
she could stay home and she's still going to collect a fat check.
Yes. You know what else is great about this? That's what Spider-Man did, and this is a part of my review, is getting back to the Jean Grey thing. We got a reset. So we got a fresh, dope premiere of a character, old school MCU style, where it's like, I'm interested in this character. Secondly, we might just see the revitalization. Why can't I speak right now? The Hulk has been restored. The Hulk actually was restored. We got rid of Dr. Hulk, and we got straight up imposing almost Edward Norton level Hulk. And I thought that was really cool, man. I thought that was really cool.
We finally got the Savage Hulk back. We've been waiting like 8 or 9 years. We've been basically sitting around with Beta Hulk.
Yeah.
So that's a return to form. And here's what I'm saying. Here's something that will end up in my review. For those who don't know, I'm back to the YouTube game, and tomorrow we'll be premiering my review of this.
Hey.
But one of the things that I was thinking is that like every character who was supposed to shined, right? This is an amazing movie for Spider-Man, but it's also an amazing movie for MJ, but it's also an amazing movie for the Punisher. It's also an amazing movie for Hulk. It's also an amazing movie for Jean Grey. And surprisingly, it's an amazing movie for X-Men, and they weren't even in it.
Let me ask the next question, man. Could Spider-Man beat a new starting point like Iron Man 1 was?
Oh, so that's a really good question. It's a really good question because it certainly has crossed my mind. Well, think about it this way: the name of the movie might not just be cleverly placed because it's named after a Spider-Man story. Brand New Day could just be literally a general statement about Marvel movies, right?
Yeah.
And that's so funny that you say that. Oh my god, that like Iron Man was the start of it all, right? And it ends up being the mentor to various heroes, particularly Spider-Man.
Yes.
Will Spider-Man be the mentor to these other heroes? Is the student now the teacher?
And here's the crazy part about it, right? I don't think that Spider-Man will become like a Tony Stark level impact, but here's what we have, right? There's some things that will reverberate, and it actually deals with one of the main criticism of the MCU. Let's see what they do with it before I really hang my hat here. But one of the main critiques that I've had, maybe you've had, I know Grace Randolph and others have had, is there was no real stakes in the MCU. Well, Spider-Man helped introduce the tech that could be used to oppress mutants, which makes him an Oppenheimer level villain. In my mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So
who said there were no stakes?
Oh yeah, Grace Randolph. Well, she would always echo the thoughts of others that the MCU didn't have stakes. You know,
we're gonna talk about that woman later on.
But that's another thing I loved about it, man. I do love that Spider-Man, and I get the critiques. Some people said it was too long, the pacing was off. There were points in the movie where I was kind of like, okay, where are they going? But it all tied together so extremely well. And of course, talk about stakes and emotionality, just the tug of the heart. We're all trying to figure out what this word is or this thing that Jean Grey's looking for. What was it called? Red
VMAX.
And find out, spoiler alert, that it's the last thing her sister saw before she was completely lobotomized and tortured.
You know, it's so funny. And so obviously I didn't see that coming my entire time. When they said VMAX, I immediately thought it was something about Venom. When I heard the V, I said, is this a reference to Venom? Are we about to get some sort of Venom? No, guess what, guys? It's an air conditioner.
The last thing a girl saw before she died. What'd you think of my man, Brumman, that led the cleanup division? What's that place called?
Damage control. Damage control. You know, for starters, I hope Mensker comes back. I love Mensk. He was a good villain.
Yeah, yes, he was. Absolutely.
I love it. Even when there were times where he was the good guy, you could just tell he was an evil son of a bitch. He's like, hello, Spider-Man. Thank you for helping us. It's like, no, that's not the real.
Having a puppy underwater. Oh, I just can't understand why people have the wrong idea about us.
So I liked him. I liked basically I liked everything about it. I gave it So I gave it a 9.7, or basically in translation, that's 5 stars, right?
Right.
I have only like 2 very nitpick things, and then other than that, I'd be fine with this movie.
Okay, what are the nitpick things?
It annoyed me that they did not explain how Spider-Man makes money.
Ah, yes.
They could have had a line or just a scene where they explain, is he a delivery guy? Does he sell his pictures to the Daily Bugle? Is there something else? Somebody suggested that even though they don't remember who Peter Parker is, they remember Adventuring with Spider-Man. And so therefore the Stark Institute should still pay him.
So
maybe
someone actually had a great theory about this, and I forgot where it came from, but it's most certainly not me. So you remember how Spider-Man had a YouTube channel when Iron Man found him? They think that his channel is monetized, or they hope that it is.
That would be amazing. If there's a scene while he's fighting crime, he goes over, he checks his YouTube stats.
Right.
That would be freaking amazing. Rogue Radio.
I love this dynamic with the chief or the head detective. Like, I really enjoyed that.
DeWolf. Okay, let's talk about DeWolf right now. Her name also happens to be Jean DeWolf. Mm-hmm. Now, I think it's so funny that Campia actually messed up. So Campia, and he's wrong about a lot of things, but he's not a comic master, right? And so he said in one of his reviews, he said, Oh, that DeWolf, Detective DeWolf, that's straight out of the video game. My man, it's straight out of the comic. The video game adapted it, right?
Yeah.
And here's another thing that made me think it was Venom. Because her basically, spoiler alert for a comic book that's 40 years old, guys. This woman is killed in the comic books, and Spider-Man gets framed for her murder by Eddie Brock.
See.
And Spider-Man has to clear his name, and that is what creates the beef between Eddie Brock and Spider-Man. And who does Eddie Brock later on become? Venom. And so when I saw her, and then I saw the VMAX thing, I thought there was kind of this Venom thing happening, but it was all in my head.
I actually thought that their dynamic was great. She's obviously a stand-in for Aunt May for him, and in this world, I actually really enjoyed that Aunt May lives in his psyche. I want to get a little bit into the fact that yes, I do believe the Omega level confirmed in the comics, it is canon. Jean Grey, mutant, does have the ability to undo a mind spell gone awry.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that.
We've seen some chatter in the comic books back and forth, and I'm not sure if it was ever settled canon, but who holds the realm of the mind in Marvel Comics? Some people think that Doctor Strange does because of his vastly overpowered abilities from the 70s, which I actually like that era of Doctor Strange, or Charles Xavier, right? Is it Moondragon, who is a wildly powerful
Moondragon, who I really wish we, missed opportunity to not have her in Guardians.
Yeah, wildly powerful psychic and telepath in the comics, especially when she gets the Mind Stone proper. But Jean Grey's an Omega level mutant, right? And she can impact the psyche of the world. I think if pushed to it, I definitely think that she altered Ned and MJ, and that in the suspension state. And
which is why MJ was crying, right?
Yeah, with the Dahlia. Yeah, I love the MJ and Spider. And just for context, for any right-leaning people who are not crazy, and any right-leaning people who are extremely crazy, and for you leftist scumbags out there, I am not the biggest.
Long list of weirdos that he's shutting out right now.
I am not the biggest Spider-Man fan, so I didn't walk into this movie with any vested interest, other than wanting to have a good day with my wife and 2 boys when we went to go see the movie. Walked out extremely pleased with the offering that was presented, and looking forward to what's going on now. Now, as far as go woke, go broke, right? I don't really
before you move on to that, I need to hit something else. I want to talk about sexuality for just a quick second.
We're talking about Spider-Man.
Well, but it is you had touched on Aunt May, right? And so it's true. He had Aunt May in his life, right? And then later on, he replaces her with another older woman to tell him what to do. I'm going to be honest with you. The psychology of a man like him, now, no matter how hot Zendaya is, and she was smoking hot in this movie. She was done. Oh my God. I used to hate the earlier ones because they make her frumpy. They make her look like, don't make me finish that sentence. But now this is a Zendaya I can marry, right? The thing is, a guy with his issues would not end up with Zendaya. He would end up with a woman who's 10 or 20 years older than him.
I know where this is going. You are predictable. You cannot wait to bring the shipping of these 2 characters off the pages of the comic right into the movie. Just say it.
I'm just saying, guys, think about it. He needs an Aunt May. Then he has Jean DeWolf. Who would he go for next, guys? Just think about it.
A silver-haired, scantily dressed woman in all black that prowls around like a cat, maybe.
Which is why when they have the black cat, she should be his age. She needs to be a mommy figure.
It's crazy. Black Cat in Spider-Man 1, the video game, is definitely a sex bot, and Peter's like all caught up in that. But this is before they nerfed MJ in the games and made her into a frumpster, like as you call her.
The first 2 movies with MJ, I was like, who would date that?
But I really enjoyed the movie, man. I'm excited based on this, I'm excited for the X-Men. Wasn't excited for the introduction of mutants because of the Kamala Khan stuff. I didn't watch Wonder Man. I heard it's really good. Apparently he's a mutant or something there close to it. But now with a solid direction, with an actual mutant introduced, I'm excited for X-Men. I'm excited for the mutant saga.
I freaking love Spider-Man. It blew my mind. Like I said, 5 stars. That's pretty much a perfect rating. And I agree with you. It basically wetted my whistle. I don't even know where that saying comes from, but it's weird. It wetted my whistle for this future X-Men thing. If you notice, people have stopped talking about Doomsday and they're only talking about X-Men casting. It's the only thing on people's minds. It's the only thing on my mind.
Yeah.
There's been a couple. There's only been 3 confirmed, including Jean Grey. Right? There's only 3 confirmed, and then there are ones that are like extremely likely. Right?
Okay.
You want to talk about these?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So we got Jean Grey. The next actual confirmed is Samara Weaving for the White Queen or Emma Frost, right?
That name's problematic.
The White Queen?
Yeah.
I mean, any white or black. Yeah, the other day somebody said, I said, yeah, I got to do a live stream. And they were like, the Black Mantis. And I said, one, I like that, but it's not Black Mantis, it's Fat Mantis. But I do like that. I do, anytime you put one of the 2 colors, white or black, in front of someone's name, it's a problem, right?
Yeah. Black Lightning.
Black Lightning, the White Queen, White Vision.
White Vision is always so. I don't use the word triggering at all unless I'm joking, but that is triggering to me.
White Vision is a tough one, man.
I keep thinking it's like just some SS combat. But I'm looking at a picture of Sadie Sink and what's the young lady's name who was cast as the White Queen?
Oh, Samara Weaving.
And then in between them, great post, is the young man who's just announced as Cyclops. And this is an interesting thing because I'm looking at Sadie Sink, and again, I'm just not I don't trend young when it comes to women. But I can acknowledge that she is a nice looking lady, right? And then
wait, hold on. I am not trying to push sexualizing these women at all onto you, but I'm saying you can still be a fan of a young woman who's a good actor who just rapped hard on Spider-Man.
What did I just say?
You were real awkward, man. You can loosen up.
I said she's a nice looking lady.
Nice looking lady.
And in between Emma Frost is the young man casted as Cyclops. Now, the picture I'm looking at, it does accurately represent in my mind what would be the dynamic that eventually is going to break down in the X-Men, which is Cyclops' eventual affair with
the White Queen.
Yeah.
So, the other 2 people who have, at least 3 people who have been discussed is the rumors are it's Adam Driver for either Magneto or Mr. Sinister. They're not sure which one. And then it's something Melton, the guy who played Reggie on CW's Riverdale, to play Beast. He's a hot Asian dude who isn't bulky enough.
I see him.
He's not bulky enough. I don't know why they chose him for Beast. Remember, for Beast, he's got to be bulky. So he's got to be a wide boy.
Wide boy.
Yeah. And then they got Kaylee Spaney from Alien Romulus to play Rogue, which I'm about. She's
is that confirmed, or
those 2 are not confirmed? They're just very likely.
Okay. So I saw something that some possible castings for X-Men that I thought were interesting. I didn't pay attention to any of them except for one. Your man who plays Soldier Boy and was on Supernatural as Magneto.
For Magneto. But wait, audience, I don't know if you heard that. For Magneto, which here's the thing. I love the dude. I don't think there's anything he's ever done that makes me think he can play Magneto.
I mean, I could see him playing Dark Cyclops when Cyclops goes rogue completely.
I don't know. Like, I would love to see him in this. I would love him as Magneto, but I have serious doubts that they're going to do it.
Beck says, Bantus, you watched Riverdale?
Of course I watched Riverdale. Did you not?
I never watched it. I heard it was great.
You know, I call it Archie who bangs. For those of you in the audience who don't realize, Riverdale is the CW bastardization, highly sexualized version of Archie comic books. A common thing to point out of how depraved it is that in season 1 there's a plot where Archie is banging his English teacher. Oh, that's how crazy it got. But I digress. We're talking about X-Men. So check this out. Now, can we talk about deranged people for a second?
Yeah.
So your girl Grace,
my girl, okay,
put up a video today, and I don't. It was about the Cyclops casting, and I was like, okay. Cyclops casting, and I think we've said, I don't know if it was in the green room or it was here. We talked about it, and we're, no diss to anyone, but what defines Cyclops? He's slim but fit.
Right.
He's white, and he's a dude. That's pretty much the casting requirements, right?
Yes.
And you know what? With the guy they got, it works out, right?
Yeah, it checks out.
I was not expecting a video from Grace where she thinks this is a disaster. This is horrible casting.
What? Are you serious?
So here's the thing. The guy starred in Heartbreak, or is it Heartstoppers or Heartbreakers? It was something like that. It's a gay drama.
Yeah.
Between young men, right? She says people are going to question Cyclops' sexuality and not believe he can have a romance with Jean just because that actor played a gay guy at one point in his life.
I mean, that tracks because it tracks with a certain element of the. Well, wait, I'm going to pull up a video. I want to hear her because she's just got such a interesting way of explaining reality.
Yes. It's from another world.
Let's see what this.
But Max, that show was amazing. What a wild ride! Yes, what a wild ride that show was. Enlarge her.
All right.
Finally, let's talk about what are the classic.
I know Bex is making. Bex, you're making money too. But I know Grace is making money. At what point does she get like a real mic, or at least a wireless mic that doesn't sound like she's in a tin can? Or is this just how rich people roll? I think it's how rich people roll.
She's also super stingy, which is why she only. A bunch of YouTube channels, especially like her size, they'll have a couple of employees. She has an editor, and that's it.
She's keeping that money, man. She
doesn't want to pay for a mic or someone who gives her sound advice or any of this stuff. She's just doing it herself.
It tracks.
It is. I guess commendable. I guess it's commendable.
It tracks, man. It tracks.
Movie lover agrees. We're like, let's do Magneto. Okay, and Patrick Wilson is Professor X. Okay. They're like, we're the Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen of this equation? It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay.
She said it's crazy. Nothing here is crazy. Nothing happening.
About key Cyclops elements that I don't know if they can do this correctly. So one of them is, what about this love triangle? I don't want poor Samara Weaving to go to jail.
I think that would be hot. I think it'd be hot if she's.
I mean, look.
Pause it. But So here's what I'm saying. Here's actually my theory. You ready for this one?
Ready?
I believe that the White Queen and Magneto are going to be not villains, or at least not start off as villains. They're going to start off as faculty in Xavier's school.
Okay, that's a different.
And we're going to be able to watch in real time them get angry and separate from Xavier.
I'll take that over what we got in First Class. I will never forget the day I went to go see that movie with Zeus and his crazy ex, and we left the theater. I had just flown 8 hours from LA to New York, and it was the first thing I did. And I was like, my God, this is not a great way to start my vacation. It just did not. But I'll take that. If they start as faculty, I'm with that, because
you notice that her and Driver are older. They're like close to 40, right? And the rest of the cast are like early 20s.
Right.
And so I have a feeling that Samara Weaving and probably Magneto are both faculty.
Okay, I can rock with that.
Which would make it even hotter if Cyclops got with her.
Oh, you're such a gilf hunter.
Bizarre if Samara Weaving, wants to make out with him. Like she's just she just feels significantly older than him. So this love triangle, where's Jean? This love triangle is just kind of like this is just,
it's always open back.
You're like, hey Emma, why are you messing around with these kids? Leave those kids alone. Let them date. So I saw a couple of people mention this. You just can't do this love triangle anymore. I mean, if I were Samara Weaving, she shouldn't want to do it, right? Even if they tried to write it, I'd be like, no, Samara, you say no to that. Okay? Because it's not good. Okay? All right. So yeah, it would be like, what?
She just strikes me as someone that has a complicated coffee order and bagel order and a packed deli in the morning. It's just
What's that Nicole Kidman Harris Dickinson movie? It would be like that, right? Which I have to say wasn't a horrible movie, but that's not what we're looking for in the X-Men, especially not a mainstream MCU Marvel movie.
Bomb comment. Is Adam Driver maybe not Sinister, but Sebastian Shaw? And that would be so fire.
He'd play a good Sebastian Shaw.
That would be amazing. That would be an absolute amazing pick.
Okay. Then I'm very concerned about his chemistry. Oh, Baby Girl. Thank you. I'm very concerned about his chemistry with Sadie Sink. I think they look very similar. I know not all of you see it. I've seen a couple of other people agree, though. They look like not only brother and sister, but I think you could cast them as twins and it would be believable. So I don't see any heat between the two of them. I've always felt
Has she
that
ever
Jean
seen them
and
in the
Scott
same
came
room?
across as pretty platonic, even in the comics and in the animation. I don't think they've ever had a lot of heat as a couple. But I think it would benefit them to have heat as a couple in this new era.
Do you hear what she just said?
Right?
Yeah.
Do you hear? She just claimed that Cyclops and Marvel Girl have never had heat as a couple in the comics. She's had some deranged takes, but that is a big one, my man.
And here's the thing, man. I thought her chops, her early cutting of her teeth, was the fact that she was like, sorry, I'm not trying to be sexist, but let's call it what it is. An intelligent woman who's in the comics that's semi attractive, right? This would be the draw for a lot of people, who are her core fan base. No offense to you, Grace, but that's going to pull in a lot of nerds. It's like, oh, this is a reasonable woman who has decent taste in comics and can actually expound on the lore and the medium and all that stuff. But she does have some really historically bad takes on the history of comics, bro.
She said that both Apocalypse on different occasions. She said both Apocalypse and Doctor Doom do not work as villains. She said if you go back to her X-Men, and I know people are like, what are you talking about, Mantis? If you go to her X-Men 97 reviews, her review of the first 3 episodes, she goes, yeah, there's Apocalypse, and I never liked him. He doesn't work as a villain. Now, fast forward back when they did the Robert Downey Jr. announcement, she said she doesn't like Dr. Doom as a villain, and she doesn't think he's going to work in the films. This is somebody who doesn't know shit about comic books. It somehow is able to run her white Protestant Upper East Side mouth over and over again about comic books. It's a bad look for everybody. But sometimes it is really hard to hear her ridiculous takes.
So, and it's not just the red hair. You know, the Targaryens have all blonde hair, as you guys were pointing out, but I think even they have similar features. I think they look very similar. Like, really, if they were playing twins, I would believe it more than if they were dating. And then
this is white racism. These 2 people don't look anything alike.
They don't look anything like. I don't know what she's talking about. Not only that, let's say he does have red hair, they'll dye it brown. It's a movie. You know what I mean? Like, people are always wearing wigs or whatever. They'll make a character look the way they want them to look. So I'm not even sure what she's talking about.
And this is probably
Seems like she's looking for problems.
That is the best pause yet.
and I think that kind of creates a situation. Cyclops has chemistry with everyone but Jean. You know, everyone's like, oh, don't go out with Jean. You could literally go out with literally anybody else on the screen.
Pause
and
it.
so,
but we haven't seen him with any of the other actors or characters. So how is she making this statement? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because we haven't seen him with Rogue. We haven't seen him with Storm. So how she's saying it puts him in a situation to have chemistry with anyone else? What is she talking about?
You know, it's crazy though. The take does not surprise me because Grace is also bringing another element to this. She's a girly girl, man, and her girly girlness comes out sometimes in her reviews. Like, she definitely is looking at this from a female fan perspective, even if she wouldn't say that or acknowledge it. And it's okay because that's what, you know, it's skewed to. That's a part of her lens, and some of these takes are based off of that, just like some of ours are based off of primarily like the masculine view of it, right? You know, you don't like Uggos. Grace thinks that anyone that doesn't fit her Barbie-esque view of things are twins.
She's like, they're both whites. They must be twins.
I'm worried about that for the movie, you know, especially if they're going to be focusing on Cyclops as the new lead.
And I'll tell you why that's a very female take. Do you think there are any men who aren't gay, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, that are worried about what the chemistry will be between them if they start making out? Like, the only people I ever heard complain about the chemistry between Neo and Trinity were gay guys and female nerds. I was just like, I don't know, looks like they can do it. It looks like they bump uglies to me. Like, what's going on here?
The rumor has been. I'm not sure. Let's just see. Maybe their chemistry test will be amazing, but I think they look very similar.
Also, I think this is going to be a very young X-Men team, and that kind of tracks with what you said about Emma Frost and Magneto being faculty members, because if it is a young X-Men team and we're getting a golden era X-Men, which I'm not very excited about. I came into X-Men much later, right? They were already X Factor and they had some edge to them. Right. So, the only X-Men I know are the blue and gold team, right? Pre-blue and gold team era, when Storm becomes the leader of the X-Men after she beat Cyclops in the Danger Room, and then leading on into the epic runs and stuff like that. So,
well, the only reason, not that I'm that much older than you, but I used to read classic X-Men, which was reprints of old X-Men, and then also later on X-Men First Class, which were the continuing stories of the original class when they were young.
Right.
So I like me a teenage
the strong leadership. Now, I've never seen him play. Now he was like a jock and Heartstopper. Okay, but I never really, for the 2 seasons that I watched of Heartstopper, he was always kind of not clicking with his team to a degree, right? And so it's not like he was. I think he might have actually been team captain, but I never kind of got that vibe from him. And then in Warfare, he played someone who was very new.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for ending that.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Okay, so some interesting takes from Grace Randolph as usual, but I think the Mutant Saga, if the MCU sticks to the landing and sticks on the way they're going, it's going to be a very fun saga.
We have to address one more rumor.
What's that?
The rumor that Pennywise is rumored to play Xavier. What are your thoughts?
The actor who played Pennywise as Xavier.
Guy with the funky eyes, man.
Well, he's got range. We've seen that we've seen that so far with Pennywise and the character he played in John Wick 4, which I absolutely love that movie, by the way.
Right.
I'm not mad at it. Xavier, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Xavier is one of those, as long as you can act and they can shave your head type of characters.
Right.
And a classic thespian can play him well because Xavier is just this posh American from Connecticut figure.
Did you ever watch Barbarian? The movie Barbarian?
No.
So it's a horror movie, and the premise works on. I'm going to give you a little spoiler about the show, about the movie. The entire premise, the premise is a young woman comes to an Airbnb. When she gets into her Airbnb, there's a guy already there. And he's like, no, this is my Airbnb. And she's like,
oh, yeah. I just saw something about this the other day. Yeah.
And the whole premise of it works. It's that same actor. It works because he's a creepy seeming dude. He's creepy. You think he might murder you. He's the type of guy women don't want to be alone with. And that's what makes the movie work so well.
Right.
I don't know if I want an Xavier who seems like he's like a child killer or something.
Well, let me lean into the creep lord portion. Remember, later on, this is the guy who recruited Jean Grey and secretly was in love with her. And this is
wasn't that Ultimates or was that the regular universe?
This is the regular universe. Onslaught's the one that revealed it. That Xavier.
I have to say, real quick, I always hate these because they always do that. Whenever they're like, let's spill something crazy about the past, they constantly go after Xavier.
Yeah.
And they're always like, by the way, he was hiding this, and he was hiding this, and he was hiding this other thing. And it turns out, like, the goody two-shoes Xavier has a long list of evil shit he did before anyone knew.
Well, yeah, most successful men have a laundry list of skeletons.
Like, for instance, remember that, the second class really wasn't the second class. He had another class trying to go do it. They all died, and then he wiped anyone's memory of it and then started again.
Leadership is hard, man. You got to do things. Bro.
This poor good guy, they're ruining Xavier's name in these comics, by the way.
I always survive. Absolutely amazing. I'm pumped up for the Mutant Saga, man. I'm pumped up.
I'm so pumped right now, and I'm not pumped for Doomsday. And I will go to Doomsday. I will love Doomsday, but I'm saying I just want to skip straight to X-Men. I just want to see what they do with it. I can't fucking wait. It's gonna be amazing.
Well, I think the reason you're not pumped up for Doomsday is the same reason I'm not pumped up, because it was a pivot, right? And it was a pivot from a bad idea. And I've said this before, Kang is not a Saga era villain in my mind. He's definitely a Loki TV series villain.
Right. He's a mid-season villain.
Not even the culmination of the season.
Right, exactly. He's between villains. You know what I mean?
You just compared him to remember the season of Angel where Cordelia and Connor have sex, they have a baby, and then Lawrence Fishburne's ex-wife is the big bad, which is she's actually like a big good, like she's one of the powers that be. And I'm thinking this is it, like this is the villain they got to beat for the season, and then she gets murked by Connor, and then it turns out Connor's like the remainder of the season, dealing with him. That's who you just compared Kang to, and I think that's the most oh man, he's a swashbuckling villain to me, man. And I think his the portrayal they had for him in X-Men '97 when Apocalypse finally takes over, that fool jumps in that ship and he's like, and I'm out. So good stuff, man. What else we covering, man? What else is going on?
In terms of the industry, I don't know, man. I will say this has been an amazing year for
cinema,
television, and movies. I know the Odyssey has blown us both away, right?
By the way, real quick, as Spider-Man was breaking box offices, do you know the Odyssey still managed to pull in $50 million in the face of the juggernaut that's Spider-Man?
They do. They do.
Bro. And you know who's somewhere, I think, in a hyperbolic chamber? Just, well, probably not. He's too, I won't even say he's too into himself. He's just too much him. James Gunn has got to be looking at this entire situation going, what went wrong? I put Supergirl on the other day for free. I put it on for free. I put this movie on. I made it through the scene after the dog gets shot, and I was like, literally, I was like, I have to be to work in the morning. I do not want to commit to this.
Yeah, you don't want to waste. You'd rather be sleeping. I get it.
Like, after the fight scene in the spaceship where she's teleporting around, I was like,
yo, bro, did you heard what happened, right? On Twitter? Like,
no.
My man, yesterday, this is freaking crazy. People were talking. Now, I don't know if he's just trolling, but it is real. This is a real thing. This isn't a fake account. This isn't whatever.
Oh, is this Zack Snyder?
Yeah, Zack Snyder has a picture of him on the Warner Brothers lot, and he says, had lunch with some interesting fellows down in WB today.
and somehow out of all of this, we have rumors of him directing or being wanting him to direct an MCU movie. It's like Zack Snyder is always in the mix somehow.
Well, that's smart. You know what it is? He knows by doing trollish things like he just did, it keeps him in the conversation, right? Yeah. And what he was trying to do is point out, everyone wants to fire James Gunn right now at Warner Brothers. Yeah. So he's basically like, remember me, guys? I'm right here.
Meanwhile, he's eating lunch with himself. He's eating a hot dog outside of Warner Brothers. They're like, scat.
So my question to you is obviously he doesn't already have a job. He's probably not. They probably are not even asking him. He's probably just, eating lunch with people he knows. The question is, what would it take, or what project would you like to see him come back on? He can come back on any dream project.
There's only one project I would want him to come back on, and I don't want him to direct it. I just want his name attached to it so we know it's a part of that universe, and then let someone else take the wheels. But if James Gunn ever announced we are bringing to life, not James Gunn, I'm sorry, Zack Snyder ever announced we are bringing Ben Affleck's vision of the Batman to life, I'm there.
That is exactly what I wanted. I would say I'm like, bring him back if he can direct. I don't care if he directs. Whatever he has to do. But I'm like, as long as we get that Batman Ben Affleck movie, that movie will haunt us forever.
The only way he could direct is if Ben Affleck writes it and sits behind him in the director's chair.
Yeah, Ben Affleck can direct. He's a good director, actually. He's won some kind of awards.
I would be there.
Storyboard should be Zack Snyder, and they can work together on writing or whatever. But it would be amazing. The original idea, just that would it would destroy everything.
Yeah, I think so, man. It's funny, man, because for someone that people loathed his interpretation of it for a while, how fondly they remember the Snyderverse, right? And obviously Tyron Magnus is a huge proponent, or I won't say huge proponent, but he is someone that I know that would be extremely enthusiastic about that coming back. But then there's just like people on the internet, they won't let it go, man. They will not let go of the Snyderverse.
I'm going to be real with you. The other night, I had dinner with an ex-girlfriend. And when I told certain people, one of them said, why are you going out with this girl? This girl ticked you off, pissed you off, did all this stuff. And you know what the actual answer? I didn't say this to them. You know what the answer is? It is so easy to forget why you broke up. And it is so easy to reminisce about the good.
Yes.
And that's what people constantly do with Zack Snyder, right?
Right.
They forget about all the crappy movies we had to sit through, crappy decisions.
Right.
You know, oh my God, just insane stuff.
Bro,
However,
I tried to watch 300 because we had talked about it after the Odyssey. I was like, this is absolute insanity. I love
because it's a movie with great scenes, but they don't add up to a good movie.
So I'm like, this is absolute insanity. Like the decisions he's made in there, instead of having the Spartans wear their muscle based armor, he's like, no, I want everyone in no shirts. No shirts.
Because the manly men don't wear armor. What are you talking about?
I also find it really interesting, and I love that you coined this phrase, that all these Warhammer Christians, like, you know, the Ortho Bros, the Rad Cads, and the Hyper Protestants, that they use so many clips of This Is Sparta from 300. I'm like, these people not only believe in abortion, they believe in chucking the baby off the mountain. Why are we embellishing the Spartan belief? And it's just like, it's interesting to me. Interesting, to say the very least. But if Zack Snyder came back, I don't know. I'd watch another Black Adam movie for sure.
So,
I'd love to see that.
There's two things I would want him to do. So first one would be that for DC, right? At least if he comes back, please do the Ben Affleck movie, right? There's another thing for Marvel, which I think he'd be perfect at, and I think would be funny, but I don't know if they can legally do it, right?
What?
Supposedly, a Squadron Supreme movie is in development at Marvel. So for those who don't know, Marvel has their own interdimensional version of the Justice League. They're basically doppelgangers of the Justice League. So each of the 7 have their own parody character, right? And what I thought would be funny is if they get Zack Snyder to direct, and you get every actor, like Henry Cavill would play Hyperion, Ben Affleck would play Nighthawk.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be great. That would be great.
You know, Gal Gadot would play Thundera. It would be freaking amazing, right?
Actually, the best appearance of the Squadron Supreme is during Hickman's Time Runs Out, where they actually absolutely mop the superheroes from 616. Because it's true, as much as I hate to admit it, there's a power scaling problem with the Justice League. You got
that's the thing. DC doesn't give limits. You know, they're fine with editorial saying, yes, Superman could lift Jupiter. And Marvel's like, we don't have heroes who can do that. What do you fucking do? You know, they say the Flash can run what he said, run 17 times around the Earth in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Quicksilver maxes out at Mach 5. Which showing you Mach 5 is pretty quick. That's a fast motherfucker.
I was gonna say the only ones it doesn't seem Marvel doesn't nerf are reality warpers, but then I start to think of some of the people that exist in DC, like Mr. Tillywinks or Tallywinks, whatever that guy's name is. Or
Mr. Mitzelplex or something. I don't know. It's meant to be impronounceable, right?
That guy has uber power. Obviously, Dr. Manhattan just is the living tribunal without.
Yes, just speaking of OP, they OP'd him for reality warper.
Yeah. Friggin' for Doomsday, the Doomsday Clock, they were just like, yep, he can do anything and there's nothing he can't do. I'm excited. Now, when we go see Doomsday, right? Here's what I'm worried about right out the gate. They're going to have to reconcile B Avengers, both versions of the B Avengers, the new Avengers. Oh, that was another part I really loved about Spider-Man. I love that the new Black Widow is like, this is small potatoes.
That was funny. Here's what I'm saying. I don't like that scene so much, but That was a funny joke. That was definitely funny.
Yeah.
those potatoes are a bit small for us.
I love, what's that actress's name?
Florence Pugh.
I absolutely love her humor, man. There's a video of her and Andrew Garfield when they're doing an interview for a movie they did with each other, and he's like,
Right.
"How's your name really pronounced?" And she's like, "It's Pew, like a pew in the church." He's like, "No, tell the truth. How's it really pronounced?" She's like, "No, that's how it's pronounced." He's like, "Are you not going to be honest?" She's like, "All right, it's Pudge."
It's funny that it's spelled Pudge, right? Pudge. Florence Pudge.
I thought that was great, man. You know what? I'm not so mad about the Blade thing. I guess we should wrap with that. I'm not so mad about the official. I'm not so mad about the official cancellation of Blade. And let me tell you why.
What is happening? Who am I even speaking to right
No,
now?
let me tell you why, man. Let me tell you why. Because I'm already over it. Just like so many exes that I kept waiting to come back, or blah 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 blah, whatever symbolism. I would rather there be no Blade movie than a bad Blade movie.
Definitely, the ones that I heard they might have made would have really pissed me off.
And I'm happy that the only time I'll see Blade in the MCU, he repped hard, which was in the Zombies, Marvel Zombies.
Here's what I'm saying. All they need to do is basically not plagiarize, but borrow from either the Raid or John Wick.
Yeah.
And just have like a
Yeah.
Blade needs to go down in a tunnel and murder 50,000 vampires. I would be fine with that.
Yeah, I'm also fine if they do the rendition. There are a couple of comic arcs with Blade where he becomes the sheriff of like Vampire Land. I thought that was pretty cool. There was an arc where Blade was kind of a John Constantine figure in the spiritual world. I thought that was a great run.
That could be adapted.
Yeah, that would have been good. But if what they chose to do was to attempt to make us mad at black women, and that's what I'm convinced this is about. Disney hates black women. They were like, what can we do to finally put the nail?
Where this was headed.
What can we do to finally put the nail in the coffin in black women? Let's have Blade play fourth string to 3 female black characters in his own movie. Right, and then nothing, and then I gotta listen to these psychos over on the fringe right tell me about like this shit, and I gotta deal with these idiots on the left telling me like, "Well, as a black man, you should support." I don't have to support nothing. If it's not good. What do you mean? Y'all didn't even show up to support the Marvels. Now I gotta support a bad version of Blade. I mean, obviously I was gonna go see it, but yeah. No,
Things
so
are just kind of nuts, bro.
I'm happy it's not happening, man. And I don't think it's completely off the table. I don't think we're seeing anytime soon. But Blade, maybe it should stand where it was in its time. Because no matter what, you'll never be able to take from Wesley Snipes before the X-Men, before Matrix, before any of that shit. There was Blade, man. And he
was fucking Blade, man.
There was Blade.
I just think Blade would have been so easy to do, man.
Yeah, but it holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts. Mine in particular. You know, I love that movie, man. I watched it. Blade 1 and Blade 2. I saw those movies a few times in the theater. So we'll see what happens. There's a long list of things that didn't happen with Blade. I was just going down the rabbit hole the other day. There was a chance they were going to do a Blade Underworld crossover. Thank God that didn't happen.
No, what? I would have loved that. Are you kidding me?
Bro, those vampires are not scaled for Blade. Those would be the easiest vampires next to the ones that are all currently in his movie. They're tailor-made to be murdered by him.
But it was cool to see him and Kate Beckinsale murdering people. But I don't know, man. I'll get over it, but it's just I really wish I had seen him do his thing.
And I guess I should go and watch Wonder Man because apparently people love this and it was popular enough to get renewed for season 2. But I don't think this is a Marvel hates black people type of situation.
I think it totally is. I think Kevin Feige has a swastika tattooed over his heart. I think that every night he opens up a secret panel on his wall, there's a picture of Adolf Hitler, and he's saluting him, and then he prays to him. The holy water is Jewish blood, fresh from the Holocaust.
As apparently they might be gutting a lot of Marvel television and just scaling all that stuff back.
That's what I heard. I had heard that it's kind of sad. Like, so nothing is on the docket other than Daredevil stuff.
Yeah. Oh, there's one more thing we got to deal with Spider-Man, man. Does this prove the commentators on that side of the internet correct? That it took a white man in the lead role of a superhero movie for it to be successful again?
That is total fucking nonsense, and I will tell you why. No, people don't fucking get it. Spider-Man has always just been popular. even his amazing movies, which like definitely the second one sucked, did well. People just like Spider-Man. They're going to show up, and here's what it is: they like Spider-Man as one. They like the MCU as two. Also, Tom Holland has been repping as him, so they have faith in him as, you know, this is fourth movie, really his sixth or seventh appearance in a movie, right, for MCU. So they were into that. They wanted to see the Zendaya connection because they were waiting for this kind of cliffhanger from the last one. Yeah. There's a bunch of reasons why it did well. It has nothing to do with him being a white man.
You know what's also really cool is the fact that you could always trounce that with the success of Black Panther, but then it becomes, now I'm speaking on behalf of the crazies on the left. Well, you know, I told you that the gays are mad. Some of the gays are mad at Ryan Coogler, right? You know, you're aware of this?
I am not.
Oh.
Why are they mad at Ryan Coogler?
You don't spend enough time in the parts of the internet where Bex and I exist, and so some of the
parts where black men get canceled every 5 minutes.
Some of the gays are mad that in that scene in Sinners that Ryan Coogler, in that historical scene, that Ryan Coogler didn't in any way, shape, or form represent queerness in that scene when he was going through the history of music and, you know, the black experience, that there was no voguing person there.
Well, here's what I'm saying. How did they know?
Because they slowed it down. They watched it.
No. How did they not? How do they know the sexualities of any of those spirits that were there? They were just random ravers. All you know, they were fags. Right? So, like, what are they talking about? Right?
Well, apparently because none of them had vogued.
Because none of them did what?
They weren't voguing. They weren't voguing.
So gays can only vogue. They can't do other dances.
Yes, of course, man. This is according to them.
This is why we can't have nice things. Because people be canceling, flipping out, catching feelings or whatever. Here's what I'm saying. I'm going to actually push back on this. There were a lot of dancers, and I have to say, a lot of those male dancers seem a little gay to me. So, of course, we don't know because we can't ask them their sexuality, right?
Right. And we can't assume it either because maybe it was just a frozen moment in time representing something bigger than your sexuality.
Well, this is one of the problems with identity politics. That what it is that identity politics are only good like 40% of the time. But what happens is people become so obsessed with them, they whip them out at the absolute wrong time.
Absolutely.
Right. And so somebody's just like, well, let's talk about forgiveness and love and Jesus. And they're like, well, what about me and my queer identity? What does that have to do with anything right now, bro? And it's not just sexuality as an identity. I'm thinking about all identities. Race. Think about how often the race card is pulled at the wrong moment.
Yeah.
And an inopportune moment or a thing that doesn't have anything to do with what's going on. Right. Look at all these many identities, nationality. People call it all the time.
Yeah.
I should fucking walk into a Ukrainian church and be like, I'm an American, bitches. And see where it gets me and what's it worth and all this thing. And what it is all these identities are all freaking stupid. There is one identity and it is Christian. There's another identity, non-Christian, and don't get me started on what that indicates. But I'm saying you should have one, and it is somebody of God. It is a person of God is the important one.
Well, yeah, and the reason I amen to that, brother, and the reason I bring that up is, was Black Panther successful according to queer identity politics, because it pandered to heteronormative standards. Wakanda, a country that I suspect might have complicated views on same-sex attraction. So, given the population size and the need to sustain the population, if we were really going to get into the state of Wakanda, I would suspect that they would have some pretty stringent.
Once again, how do we not know that the guy with the big coin in his lip isn't gay or whatever? Right?
From the River Tribe? Are you calling the River Tribe gay?
or what about M'Baku? M'Baku, we don't know. We haven't seen Mrs. M'Baku. We don't know what he does in his. He could be a bear at the nightclubs at night. You know what I mean?
Oh my
this is the problem. They're jumping to conclusions, but you have no idea who is queer or not in any of these things.
And maybe you're not supposed to know. Maybe it's just what you don't. I don't know.
In a more saner world, we wouldn't know. And once again, that's not about hiding identity. But the thing is that is it so important that it needs to be like rubbed in people's faces to the point where they're like, well, you didn't blatantly identify it in your movie. Right? So just so the audience knows and for the world to know, no, Mantis is not a bigot. What Mantis is saying is that gays, queers, lesbians, they look like you and me. They can dress sleek, or they could dress like a Poindexter nerd. Okay. They could dress like anything. They could look like anything. They can dance like anything. They can look heteronormative, whatever that means. We're not, because we're all one and the same.
It's like you described the mutants. We don't know that they walk amongst us.
This is straight out of The Office, man. In the episode when he finds out Oscar's gay, at the end he's sitting in his office talking to Dwight, and he's like, "Well, what if there's more? What if there are other gays in the office?" And then he's like, "How do I know how to speak to people?" And then Dwight says, "Well, you could just assume everyone's gay and treat everyone the same." And he goes, "Yeah, right. That's what everyone wants, for me to treat them like they're gay."
Classic. The return to form for cinema, folks. We got Spider-Man closing in over $1 billion. Friggin'
keeps going too. Yo, did you see the trailer for Primetime?
No, it's Primetime.
Primetime is to catch a Predator movie.
Oh my goodness!
Starring Robert Pattinson, and he does a spot-on impression.
Let me see.
That dude. Yeah. Do we dare play it for everyone before we go?
Yeah, I'm bringing it up now. Bring that back there. Let's RU and let's share. There we go. I guess we should watch the friggin' Run, Hide, Fight trailer next too.
I wouldn't mind watching that too.
All right, got it queued up. You ready?
I'm ready.
And get rid of that. And enlarge. Pause. What the?
Come on in.
Are you sure your parents aren't home?
I'm sure.
Big night plan.
Who are you?
You should have a seat right there. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens online. You see how this looks, right?
I don't really like your show, but America loves it. So I need to move you to Catch a Predator, 9 p.m. prime time.
Gonna be bigger than Lost.
My name is Dan Plum.
Do you know what you're auditioning for?
So you are playing a 13-year-old?
Is there time for a rehearsal?
We're going to shoot the rehearsal.
Come in.
They're going to love this.
Predator has never earned the recognition it deserves.
I want something that matters. No more bottom feeders. I want a whale. Don't you ever just want to bleed them? Maybe what I do is a little worse.
This could be our greatest segment yet. Barbara? We're going to him. We don't do that. They come to us.
I don't understand what I'm doing here. What you're doing is more than acting. You're cleansing the world of an ancient evil.
It's just a predator. Who gave you permission to do this?
You have no plan.
I have to put him on television.
You're going to be so proud of me. I don't want to be a bad person. Your definition of bad and my definition of bad are vastly different. What would have happened if I wasn't here?
Can I ask a question? Was there
Yeah.
some controversy itself with Chris Hansen and like a minor or what?
Not a minor. No, so here's not a minor. So apparently he was seeing a prostitute on the side, like behind his wife's back. Like he had a regular relationship with a prostitute that he paid, an adult, not a trafficked woman. And when that came out, he was like, they took a show away from him, and he was like, what's the problem? And they were like, that's a sex crime. You can't catch other sex criminals if you're a sex criminal, right? Like,
Oh man, poor guy.
and he was like, I don't see the correlation, but yeah. So I'm sure they're gonna put it in the movie, But I'm excited. I think it's cool. To Catch a Predator was one of those things that, like, I'll say that it's not like I watched it on purpose. I don't think I ever was like, I'm gonna go turn in To Catch a Predator. It was just always on.
Yeah, it was just like in syndication, and you turn it on, and it's
You're
just
flipping through the channels, and you're like, oh, To Catch a Predator. I'll watch this dude catch some pervert.
It's like that show, The First 48. If you ever sit back and think what you're actually watching, and this is why I stopped watching that stuff, First 48, Locked Up, all that stuff. I'm like, this is contributing to the desensitizing the entire nation. People became so accustomed to watching detectives trying to solve real life murders of people in 48 hours. And I'm just like, we might have gone too far.
Your country is beneath
Wait,
contempt.
time out. Hold, pause this. Did you see the first one?
who love
No.
The first one, I have to say, is a brilliant movie. And so that's a girl, and her dad is a Marine, and her dad teaches her how to shoot. Like he teaches her all these survival techniques and all this stuff, but she's like a pretty girl, and then she goes to high school, and some Columbine style shooters come to shoot up her school. And it's like almost like Die Hard. She's trapped in the school, and she has to save all her classmates by getting a gun and fighting back. It's a really good movie.
I'm going to see if I can watch it after this.
Yeah.
Your country is beneath contempt.
We who love and serve Allah fought back against the Americans and the Zionists from the scourge of secularism and the lands of unbelief.
Anyone gonna listen to Captain Saunders tomorrow? The retired Delta Force soldier with a new book out.
He's the polar opposite of those brain-dead protesters.
Given the current climate, should Clay Saunders even be allowed on campus?
So he's kind of like, what's this guy's name? Oh, Stay Hard. What's that guy's name?
Stay hard, man. Stay hard.
Oh, wait, no, Stay Hard. Oh, yeah, here it is. What's his name? David Goggins.
Oh, okay.
Goggins, that's figure.
Saunders is a close personal friend of Chancellor Friedman. This is a decision I cannot fight.
There are three ways Islam will conquer the West. Through immigration, through the wombs of our women, and by using our nation's freedoms against us. Are you paying attention? Listen carefully.
Oh, that comedian. That guy
Great.
got in some trouble for saying some stuff that people thought was anti-black. The chubby black fellow you just saw there, I forget his name, but I actually met him in L.A. Seemed like pretty decent guy.
Satan, America will fall. You are infidels. The bodies of women are not pure, and the men's souls are unclean.
What makes them so dangerous? Their goals are not in this life, but the next.
I got friends here. I can't just leave.
Listen to me! In the law, we cannot run or hide from what is coming. We have to fight.
I will be rewarded 10,000 times in the next life. When you die, you're nothing. Only one way to find out.
That's the American way.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm
I'm
gonna check
into
that
it.
out.
I'm into it. When does it come out? Did it say?
Oh, I didn't catch it.
Oh,
It must be this year. It has to be this year.
I mean, I think that's pretty much it, my brother. Unless you feel like watching the new Green Lantern trailer that came out 4 days ago.
I'm good. Here's what I'm saying. I want lanterns to be amazing. I do want them to be amazing, but they have to earn it right now because right now they're in negative points.
Right. One more. I think if this show flops, he's done.
I'm telling you, the sharks are circling as soon as Zack Snyder feels it's okay to post a pic of him having lunch at Warner Brothers. It means James Gunn is pretty close to being done. And I agree with you. If this flops, they are going to, pardon my French, lynch him in the town square.
Yes, they are. Another great episode of Fanboy Modeling School. We are coming back to Riz Radio. Don't you worry, folks. New episodes inbounds Sunday nights, Tuesday nights for Mike Check. And for Burn Your Degree.
You got to check me out Saturdays and Sundays at 6 to 10 p.m. on Riz Radio. You can catch me on RizRadio.com or Live 365, a Riz Radio channel, or any Riz Radio channel on any of these digital radio apps. You need to check us out. We are a revolution. Music from your next breakup is what we are all about. So please check us out. I've had an amazing time tonight. I can already tell it on your face. You had an amazing time.
I had a great time. Beck says that Locked Up in Gangland was my ish. Oh, Gangland's another one. Everyone became an expert in gangs. And I'm just like,
right.
Beat up if you don't stop watching this show. But until next time,
guys, ciao for now.